I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is a PayPal request for Lucius. Thank you so much for that. If anyone's ever interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, it could be either directly via my PayPal or by joining my Patreon. The links are down below in the info box. If not, no worries, but if so, thank you. And the film he wanted me to review was The Rescuers Down Under from 1990. Now, funny enough, I never saw the original. I always thought it was weird though that it came out around 1977, I believe. So I'm like, wow, that's almost 77, 87, 13 years. And they're like, hey, let's do a sequel to The Rescuers. Was the first Rescuers that huge of a hit that over a decade later they go, hey, let's do a sequel? It just seemed like a weird choice. Again, maybe it was that much of a hit, but it just seems like a weird choice that after that long, let's just do a sequel. But from what I understand, it has the two actors from the first one, including Bob Newhart as your lead, which are two mice that go off and rescue people. In this instance, they go to Australia to rescue this boy from this poacher voiced by George C. Scott. And the help they get is John Candy as this bird that flies them from where they are over to Australia with the help of an airplane. And then when they get there, they meet with this Aussie mouse, and the three of them go off on their journey while the bird, John Candy's character, stays behind for a bit. I would say this was okay in the fact of I thought the animation was very lush. I mean, the beginning where the camera's flying over this large field and you see something right in the distance and it gets closer as a house as we're getting, and it's not cutting, and you just pick up in the distance, getting closer and closer and closer to the camera, and again the camera just flying like you're a bird on yourself. Really nice to look at. The voice cast, Bob Newhart. I remember him from the Newhart TV show. Interesting to see him voice a character like that. George C. Scott. He was definitely having fun as the villain, as the poacher. I think George C. Scott is a great actor, whether it be in Dr. Strangelove, The Exorcist 3, The Changeling. John Candy. I don't know how I missed this when I did my John Candy marathon, because I did a John Candy marathon where I reviewed most of his movies, and those reviews are still up. For some reason I missed that he did this, but hey, now I can add that to the playlist of my John Candy movie reviews. If you're interested, feel free to watch them. Just I reviewed Summerento, Planes, Trains, Automobiles, Little Shop of Horrors, and the list goes on. Even some of his older films like The Clown Murders, which I didn't think was that good. But anyway, back to this. I mean, the boy, the human in question that they're rescuing is a kid named Cody, where he's able to talk to the animals, including a kangaroo. You know, they're talking back and forth in English. But he saves the golden eagle, but for some reason the eagle doesn't talk to him. Which I found funny, that he can talk to like the mice and like the kangaroo, but he can't talk to the eagle. Maybe the eagle doesn't know English. Maybe he knows Spanish. I don't know. But it's like this golden eagle, and he saves the eagle, but then the poacher wants him and wants information. The boy won't talk. So the poacher grabs the boy, and he's going to rape him. No, I'm just kidding. He's going to try to get the info out of him. And then that's when Bob Newhart is trying to marry his lady, but doesn't pop the question yet. They are going to Australia to save this kid. John Candy's character, maybe because I'm a big fan of John Candy, I wish his character was in the film more. Because he's on the way there, and then when he gets there, he kind of gets hurt. He's in traction, so he's in the hospital for a bit. And he doesn't really come back till the end of the film. And when they get to Australia, it doesn't really seem like a journey. I guess I imagine it would be a journey from they land and then where they find the boy that the poacher has. I guess I just assumed to be this big, vast adventure getting there, and it's not. It's really just the Australian mouse, which I thought it would have been kind of interesting if they got Paul from Crocodile Dundee. But they didn't give him the voice of Biden. I'm just thinking, that would have been cool if they got Paul Hogan for that. I forget the actor they got for it, which he did fine on the voicing of the character. But it's just like he grabs a snake to get some info. They write some light bugs, fireflies, however you want to call them, and then they get there. I mean, I thought it'd be a lot more obstacles on the journey from point A to point B, but not really. So I thought that was kind of weird. Instead, you get a chunk of the flick where the kid's in jail with these animals. Like this one little lizard that's like, oh, I can't get out of my cage, and I'm going to pick the lock, and he tries to pick the lock all night long and finally does it. Or this kangaroo that's caged up. And I'm like, why are we having so much time with the kid in this jail with these other creatures when we never see those creatures again? Because then the poacher comes in, grabs the kid, gets him out, and really this was all pointless. Because the kid doesn't escape. You think there's going to be escape, but it doesn't because the poacher stops it. The other animals don't get free. And then he takes the kid and leaves. So I'm like, what was the whole point of this fucking chunk of the movie? When instead that could have been put into the ups and downs of this journey of the two mice, Bob Newhart, and I forget the lady's name, and the Australian mouse, and the ups and downs of their journey. But you don't really get that. And then you get this chunk in this jail that fucking goes nowhere. But anyway, so the mice get there, and they follow George C. Scott in his fucking tank. George C. Scott wants to get the kid to this nest of the golden eagle's eggs. He's able to capture the golden eagle. I forget how John Candy's character actually found them. I mean, did he talk to the same fucking snake, or was he just flying randomly and saw what happened? I don't know if they ever mentioned how the hell he found where they were at. But it's like, John Candy, you don't sit on these eggs. And Bob Newhart goes in for the rescue, riding a wild razorback, which was interesting. I mean, things work out at the end. I just thought the journey through the Outback would be more to it. More engaging, exciting, action, spectacle. But it's really not much to it. Not much to the journey. Then as soon as they get there, most of them get caught, except Bob Newhart. John Candy, you sit on these eggs. I'm going to go get them. He creates a diversion while he's riding this razorback, and then a few things happen, and the movie's over. And so while the movie, I didn't hate it. I thought the animation was good. Like when the kid is riding the eagle earlier in the movie, he's going through the clouds and the skies. When the Bob Newhart's character is riding the razorback, and the animation is good. It was cool to hear John Candy. I missed the guy a lot. Interesting to hear George C. Scott as a villain in a cartoon, because he's such a great, powerful actor, like with the power of his voice. Interesting to see him do animation, which was different for me to watch. And yeah, I just thought less time in the jail that went nowhere and more of the adventure. I didn't really feel a big adventure part of the movie. Maybe that doesn't make sense to anyone. I don't know how else to put it, but it was a short enough film. And yeah, I didn't mind the voice cast. It was good to look at. It was harmless. And has a little bit... I know they're going a little bit for an environmental message, but I didn't feel it was hammered into my skull blatantly. So, I'm glad for that. So overall, I didn't mind the film for what it was. But do I think there's improvements that could be made? In my opinion, yeah. But that's just me. But thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.